Starting my speech in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, on a cold, rainy night just like this in 1990 in Boston in the United States, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum was ransacked and pillaged by thieves. They were able to steal pieces like Rembrandt, Vermeer, Manet, etc., costing over $500 million in today's time compared to what was at that time. Since then, they've made certain efforts because until today, no one knows who stole it or what happened to those legacy pieces that we still miss. And what they did since then was increase protocol and security, like adding shatter and bulletproof glass, being able to do things like hire more security, and have stricter background checks on people who are working in museums because they suspect it was an inside job by the roving guards who were conveniently away at their post during those times when they found them hogtied in the basement. Ladies and gentlemen, contrary to popular belief, things can get worse, and just because bad things can still happen doesn't mean we have to levy or lax control, because if what they're saying is true, that these people are continuously gonna try, then we continue to be able to stop them by adding more and more, making it harder for them to get away. A few reasons why our side is able to take this debate. The first is an examination of metrics in terms of what we consistently told you throughout the bench. In terms of this being an actor motion with an embedded kind of policy, we were able to take into account the people who actually make art, wherein the artists themselves are able to be protected, and we prevent them from being lowballed at the point in which it's possible for those people to use their levers of power to undermine the prices that they want to be able to sell at. This caters to those starving young artists who don't have a reputation just yet. Secondly, we're able to take care of those who are actually buying art, meaning less scams, less OP prices, and less vague things happening when people are able to use money laundering. Third and lastly, the effect on society is that we're able to actually fulfill the whole point of art, which is about appreciation, yes, but also about safety, given that genuinely a lot of people enjoy this activity and not just make money, but appreciate it. The second thing is in terms of degree of responsiveness, because let's take an examined, layered look at the responses they were able to give us. The first thing I have to say is that let's say our side has a 0% chance of being able to catch a bad guy who's trying to launder art. Then the entire other half of our extension about particular artists being tackled still stands, of which we heard little to no response to. Their side lacked responsiveness and also a tie back to positive material in terms of why they're able to do it significantly better as opposed to the fetters of regulation. The second is, more fairly, 50-50. Sometimes our policy works, sometimes it doesn't. Then we're able to literally unlock a more safe mechanism wherein people can create, appreciate, and buy art and not be worried about the scams like what we've seen with the rise of things like cryptocurrency, the Silk Road, and a lot of those NFTs given the rise and popularity of digital art. Thirdly, on our best case, which can still happen, we inherently are able to change the industry and create these guardrails which are ultimately there to be able to protect people, even if it's hassle. The biggest thing that we're able to take, which we consistently told you, is that we're willing to be able to increase the barrier of being able to create and absorb art. It might take longer, it might be a bit more expensive, but at least transactions are more transparent. People who are vulnerable are less harmed and pushed to the margin, and those people who create, enjoy, and use art are able to do this in a safe way. We are very proud to stand on side proposition.